Okay, guys, let's go live on YouTube and then we'll start. Okay, I think we're live on YouTube. Somebody confirm for me, please. Anyone on YouTube? Okay, great. So I'll close it because I don't want an echo there. Let's go. Good morning, traders. Welcome to the weekly outlook. It's good afternoon. Sorry, I'm used to good morning. Good afternoon from Dubai. Hope for some of you that's good morning. Let's go straight into it, right? I hope you guys had a great weekend and you're still enjoying it. Some of you are still in your weekend, so hope you're having fun. And I hope last week was good for you, right? So I would start, we are in silver. Before we go, let me show you the account. I think everybody wants to see what happens to the account. And I said every week I would show you. So we will stay positive, right? We'll keep going with this. So we are at 576, which means I made one winning trade for I think 17 or 18,000. That was one silver trade I closed positive. And I'm still in all the other trades. We're in a deeper drawdown, which means I went into a deeper drawdown there. I am in a silver new trade, that's 7,000. I am in a Swiss, I'm still in the Swiss trade, I'm still in the New Zealand trade, still in the Aussie trade, still in the Aussie Swiss, and still in the Euro. These trades I'm still on. And I'm not closing them because they're all long-term trades. So we will look through those charts first, and then we will look through the rest of it, right? Let's start with that. So let's go with the main one, which is the silver one. Silver, as you can see this line, that's where I bought. I closed somewhere at the top here and bought back some here, and it came down. So silver will probably do this. I think I'm looking for a B wave, a C wave, and then up. Well, it might get more complex than that. So what I'm going to do is when silver, if and when it comes to this top, I'll put it to break even. Because there's a good chance they will come lower. And then once they come below this point, I'm buying. Remember, I closed here. So once they come here, I'm buying. I'm expecting silver to go to 22. And that means it's going to be more up from where it is right now. Just the reason why I'm keeping it is because, as you can see here, when they made a sharp move down, they kind of go back up and they went above the top and then drop lower before they go. So once they break the top, I'll put that trade to break even. And if they come lower, I'll buy again lower for the next up move. We're in a correction and silver is in an uptrend and it will continue to go up. So if you were following me for a while, you would know that silver up was, the first call was made in here. And then they drop, you got buy series from here, and we're going there. We're going to break this top. So you can go back at all my webinars, look at them, and remember where we started this. This started from this point, and it's going there. If you didn't make any money or you're not in silver, well then, nothing I can do about that, right? Trading is difficult for some people. It's pretty easy when you understand the analysis. So let's go. This is what we're looking for. And then we're going to have a move up to the top. Now, the correction itself could be very complex. So, that's the difficult part for traders to get in, actually. The next one we had was the Swiss yen. So let me show you what is that trade and why I'm keeping it. Swiss yen. Where is the Swiss yen? Go through Swiss yen. So Swiss yen, I actually bought it somewhere, I think was somewhere in here. It went up, it was in a little profit, but it didn't break out. They dropped, and I'm still in it. So why am I still in that trade? I could have closed it for break even, but this is a very long-term trade. I'll show you why. I think traders like to freak out. Let me clear this a little bit. I think I should mention this to you guys before I move on. Don't repeat the trades I take. The analysis I'm giving you is not for you to take trades in them, right? Because most of you trade very short-term. And the trades I take are very long-term. So on short-term trades, the strategy you're going to use is different from the long-term trades. I can actually show you the short-term account it's not in that kind of a drawdown as this one. So I took the trade right somewhere here and it's here. Well, I'm not really worried about that because the trade I'm looking for is this one. And if that is freaking you out, remember Punkad and remember silver. When they were in drawdown, how many people were freaking out, right? And then when the big move come, I think very few of you got it. Very few of you managed to get it, right? So once you understand structure, I'm at the bottom. This is a bottom. See, this was a low and I bought at the low. That is why I'm not closing it, because the trade that I'm looking for is this. Now, is there a structural change and this thing makes me say, well, okay, you have to exit the trade right now? No, basically they broke the low again. It's not a structural change. I don't see anything in it that tells me, okay, it's going to go much more down. If it's going to go much more down, what you're going to do here is they're going to consolidate. And if I get that consolidation, well, I'll probably close it and look for a sell. And then I'll buy back here. Now, if I don't see that, I'll just wait for it to go up, because it's going to go up. There's no question about that. The next trade we have is New Zealand. And I've seen a lot of conversation around New Zealand with everybody saying, oh, well, it's very weak. Why would you buy it? Well, is New Zealand that weak? Let's go look at it. It's really weak. It's at a low. And that's where you want to buy. You want to buy it when it's weak, not when it's strong. If you're buying something when it's strong, there's not potential for up. So New Zealand made a move down. It made a correction up. It made a move down. It's probably going to make one more. This is the trade I'm looking for. Just so you know, that is a trade I'm looking for. Where am I buying that thing? Let's look at where we bought it. My trade, the entry on this one is at 63.94. So let's see where is 63.94. That is going to be 63, 63, 63, 84, 63, 94. That's where I bought it. No reason to freak out. No reason to worry. I bought it below the daily low. This is the daily low. See that? Below the daily low. If this move is going to continue to go down, then there's one thing you should learn. If you haven't learned that at this and here, you're probably going to learn it the hard way, is that it's going to make a correction before it goes. And I don't think if you're looking at this chart, you want me to tell you what it's going to, where are the corrections, right? I don't think you wanted me to identify corrections for you anymore, right? So the worst case is if this is going to go down from here, it's going to make a correction like this, and then it's going to drop. I have enough reason to get out there, but most likely I'm looking for this straight up. See, that's what trading is about. Understanding the chart, not freaking out, not getting crazy. Understanding the chart, know where you're entering a chart, understand what's your strategy. If you're a short-term strategy, of course you can sell here. I don't sell that there. There's no reason to sell it there. But if you sell it, that's okay. You made 20 pips. Congratulations. On the long term, that's not a very good strategy. I challenge a lot of people with this already, and they make noise that, hey, I want to trade. Oh, I was selling you while you was buying it. And I was like, yeah, show me your account. And that doesn't happen. Well, it doesn't happen because of the, you know, we had one trader who made 70-something thousand on silver, and he's still in the trades. He was taking one lots at a time from the bottom coming up, and it's doing amazing because he was listening and learning how wave works. So let's go. The next trade we have is Aussie. So let's look at Aussie. This one, if you're not sure this one is going to go, then you're probably in the wrong place. If you're not sure that this thing is at least going to do this, right? If you can identify that pattern, you're probably in the wrong place. So Aussie, I bought somewhere in here. I think somewhere in here I bought Aussie. It's 69.13. Where is 69.13? 69. Oh no, 68. Nope, not 60. 69. Oh, Aussie. No, Aussie. I bought at the top here. That's true. 69 here. So that will probably be a break-even trade if they stop here. If they go higher, I'll keep the trade. So let me show you that Aussie trade. The reason Aussie is there is because I had one Aussie trade from here that I closed. There's one Aussie trade we took in the group from here. I closed that one already for profit. And I keep this one. So where do I think Aussie is going to go? Basically, I'm trading for this one. Those buys in the Aussie is for this straight up. It's for all the way to the top here. Now, there's a good chance that they're only going to come here and then they'll make a new low before it goes. So if it comes here, that would be a break-even trade. Maybe I'll buy one or two more trades to the top there because you're going to have buy setups. And then we're going to look for the downside, and then we're going to look for that. Rare case, that would be a flat. Sometimes they just take off. So trade that you can look for this week, Aussie short-term. I'm going to give you short-term trades. If you break out of this short-term, there's a very small trade here, Dong. I don't think you want to trade that, but right? If you want to trade that, there's about 10 pips there. You're looking for this trade up here. That's your short-term trade. If that happens this week, you should be in that trade, right? And then from there, we will see whether they take off. So that's a short-term trade we'd look for in Aussie today, this week. On the Swiss, Aussie Swiss is a very, very long-term trade. I'm keeping this trade because this thing is at an all-time low. I mean all-time low. This is the lowest this chart has ever been. It has never gone lower than that. So this is like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for most of us, right? You're probably not going to, when I said once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, you're not going to see a lot of charts that are all-time low or all-time high, right? You rarely see these opportunities. Probably the S&P 500 all-time high, you will see it, right? But like an all-time low in this, you don't see that, which means at some point it has to make a big correction. And you're not buying them at the top, you're buying it at the very low, which means I bought somewhere in here. I think somewhere in here, maybe a couple pips upside down on that, not quite a lot upside down. So this trade is first back to this level, and then expecting it to break out. So short term, you should not take this. Don't take this trade if you're taking it for short term, right? What you would look for on the 1 hour is you'd look for a flag. They actually had one here that broke. This wasn't like the best one, but they had one here that broke. If it comes up some more, make a correction like that again, you can take the trade. What price should we exit Aussie? Exit if the Aussie keeps going on. Wait for it to break the low, then exit. If it breaks this low, exit. But normally I don't exit trade if they just break a low, right? So let me explain how I would exit this trade. Like I saw this and I was almost close to, I think I entered somewhere here. So I was almost close to positive. I didn't take the trade off. Well, because I know they're going to just tag this low and come back up. Now that they're at the top there, let's make an assumption that this is all a big corrective structure. Let's just make an assumption that that's a big corrective structure, right? It comes to the top here and it starts to fall. You can make an assumption here when it starts to make a flag that you will exit the trade and you will wait for the buy lower. You can even look for a sell at that if you get a flag there, right? If they make a move for the upside grade. So let's suppose they give you a surprise and they drop like this. Most traders do what? Panic and close the trade. What you should do is wait for a correction because you always get correction and then you exit the trade on the way down. And I'm going to show you that on the very last trade that I have on Euro. And I have Euro with 2 lots on, right? The Euro is actually 2 trades. Let me show you, it's not 1 trade. It's actually 2 trades, right? 2 Euro trades. So I'm going to show you both of them and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with the Euro trades. So Euro, you have to look at the daily first to understand why I'm taking those trades. So this is the daily chart. And I want all of you to look at this pattern. Look at this pattern very carefully. See when it starts to do that? I think if you've been following me for more than a year, you've seen that pattern. You've seen it many times. If you were here when it was doing this, and you were trying to buy that last piece up there, you probably would have missed all of this. Now, I don't think Euro is going to go back that much up. But I think at least there's a move up like this. The minimum, there's a move up like that. If we're looking at a bigger running flat there for downside, right? If we're going up totally, this is the move you're going to get after you get this. So which of those 2 are correct? Well, right now we don't know that because of this bigger structure here. We can't say for sure that's an up impulse. If we could have said for sure that's an up impulse, this would be going there. And the reason we can't is because we have to exclude the possibility of an expanding flat. We haven't excluded that possibility. The possibility of an expanding flat has not been excluded. And because it's not excluded as yet, we can't make that assumption that this is going to be the big one. But at least there is a correction up. Yes, that's exactly the squeeze. There is a correction up. Now, let me go to the 4 hours. I'm going to go down slowly. So you don't have to buy at the top here or the top here and hold it. Where I was buying was where I was expecting it to make a consolidation. So let's say this was a consolidation, and I bought the first trade here. So I thought this was going to go up there, and then they drop lower. But when they drop lower, actually, the next trade, I think I bought somewhere a little lower here. On this one, when I thought that was going to go up. There was a flag there, a small flag. So both of those trades were upside down, and then they made this. I think the confusing part would have been for most of you is what happens here with this sharp move. If this sharp move had gone to the top here and stop, I'll close the trades because I would look at that as a possible flat for the downside. right? There's one opportunity. The second thing you have to look at is that, is this a possible contracting flat? These are the most dangerous patterns, and that you don't, it's not easy to forecast them. Most of the forecasts and contracting flats are hindsight. So if you're looking at that and you're thinking, okay, what if that is a contracting flat? So let's make an assumption it's a contracting flat. Every time they break the low here, you look for, do we have divergence? And yes, we do. We have it here. And I think in the bigger picture, if you go, we have divergence. So go back to the daily. Every time they make a low like that on the daily, so they make corrections, they fall, they broke the low. What happened? They went back, right? So let's look what happened when they broke this low. They went back like that. What happened when they broke that low? They went back like this. What happened when they broke this low? They went back like that. What happened when they broke this low? They went back like what is likely going to happen when they break this low? Make a wild guess. You can make a wild guess. You don't have to really be smart to make a wild guess, right? It's pretty easy. So if you close your cells exactly at the bottom there, well, then you're probably looking for trouble, right? So if you're selling, if you're upside down on a trade and you're closing your trade here, you probably have very zero understanding of how the charts work. So if this is gonna continue to go down and I have to exit my trade, what would I wait for? Wait for a correction. So if I see this is a correction, well, time to bail out, take the losses, take that loss, not this loss, but take that loss and then look for sell setups. If you look at the bigger picture, what are the chances is this thing is going to totally go up? What are the chances that it's going to? Well, there are many things you can look at the chart to tell when it's going to. One is how far has the chart moved? This chart didn't start moving from here. It started moving from here. So this is what it has moved already. And there is no upwards correction in it. So there is a possibility you can start to get an upwards correction from here. So most of you are saying, well, how do you know that? What is going to work? And people always ask, why do you think it's going to go? But let me remind you, I like to remind people how stupid they were. Not you guys, general, people who are very skeptical and are doubtful and always, hindsight, I always love traders who are hindsight traders. They're always super winners. They will never tell you before, hey, this is where I think it's going. This is my forecast. They will wait until it goes and say, oh, you see, you got it wrong. You thought you were going to go up. Look, it fell. I'm like, yes, well, you told me this one is never going to fall too. When I was telling you this, anytime you're at the top, you can sell because it's going to go down. You were telling me no. You were screaming on top of your voice, especially the trolls, that no, this guy's wrong. Look how wrong he is. Look, it's you. Oh my God, this thing is going to go to heaven. And I'm on the plane with it. And then what happened to them? They all disappeared. They totally disappeared because they realized that you can scream for 5 minutes, but the bigger laugh is on me. I get to get the bigger laugh, right? So not that this is a laughing matter, but just to tell you, don't jump and scream when you don't understand the charts and what they're doing. Focus on the patterns. They're very, very important. Now, corrective patterns are very complex. They're not simple. And there are variations of them. So if you don't understand the vision, the thing is you should learn this stuff. The mere fact that it come here does not negate that it's going to come below this low. All right, so let's go back to the euro and remind you again, where is the euro and what is the euro doing? If this is all you're trading for, if this piece is all you're trading for and you think you're a super trader, well, you're in big trouble. You're literally in big trouble because that's the low. And not only was that a low, I saw some traders say, well, I've been selling this thing. Yeah, you could sell. I told my traders they can sell this. I told my traders they can sell that. I told my traders they can sell this. And when this starts to happen, I said, look for the buy. So if you were selling in all here, get some honesty in all of you. If you were selling in all of this and you see a candle like this, what would you do? Would you still keep the trades? Anybody who would keep it, type me a yes or a no. If you were selling those three, and you were holding them and you saw that big candle, would you still keep the trade? Yes or no? Let's get some interaction now. Type a Y if you'd keep it and N if you wouldn't keep it. Let's go. I'm curious. I'm just curious what you guys would do. How many people can type a Y that they will hold the trade? Robbie, you're a super trader, my friend. The next time you do that, you'll lose your account because I can show you. Let me just go and show you a few of them, right? So you were selling here, right? You were selling these. And it came back there and you decide to keep it. What happens? When it come back here, you're still keeping them? Right? Of course you're not. Right? Once you see a candle like that, most of you emotionally go down the drain when you see that. You're already, oh my God, I just had so much money and it's all gone. Most retail traders do exactly that. They will not keep the trade. So I don't care what you say. When you see that, if you keep the trade, you're probably something else out of the world. You don't. Most retail traders don't keep it, right? They'll get the hell out of it. And where is your sell set up for this? What strategy you're using that tell you should sell here? Well, if the strategy you're using that tell you can sell there, the question is, did you sell this one? Did you sell this one? Did you sell this one? Did you sell this one, right? And I can keep going up, especially when it's going upwards, right? Let's going up. Let's go back to them. Did you sell this one? See that? So it's easy hindsight. I love traders who hindsight said, oh, I've been selling this. I made a ton of money selling it. And I'm like, yeah, show me it. And show me the account you're trading it on, because I would love to see how you trade that. And this is one of the way we can keep Forex clean. We can get rid of a lot of scammers out there as well. Just let them show you the account and let them show you how they manage it and what they do. Look at the small account. I still have it in the small account. So I'll show you guys the small account. This is a small. I still have Euro and New Zealand. Look at the drawdown, and it's just $2,000. This would never kill this account. This is how, if you have a small account, this is how you can trade it. You take the small trades and you keep them small. So this is still $85,000 and a $50,000 account. So if you have a small account and you're trading the long term, this is how you need to do. You need to manage the risk differently. So in a small account, the risk is managed much different than I manage the risk in a bigger account, because the bigger account is for a different purpose. So that you guys can understand this. Euro is likely going to make a correction. That's like the worst case scenario, is you're going to get a correction here. And then if it starts to fall, you exit your trades. If you're in sell, accept that loss. The loss is going to be this and not this. And you can accept that. And then you could probably even get a sell that will give you back that money there. That's one option. The second option is this thing is going to do this, make a flag, and then take off. Worst case, I'm expecting, if they go the way I think in terms of a running flat, if this is not a contracting flat, then I'm looking for a running flat. That is this one. That's the worst case. The second one, this could be a contracting flat and we're totally reversing. Those are the two options. Long-term downside, I don't see that potential. It has to make a daily correction or a 4-hour correction, which means if I get a nice 4-hour correction, that's when I look for long-term. So if this can do something like this, then yes, long-term downside is probably triggered. And we're breaking out of that pattern. Right? So always remember, it's easier, it's when you're trading, the way you become successful is doing forecast. Trading is about being able to forecast, not hindsight. Hindsight traders don't exist. You have to be a forecasting trader. You have to be able to see what you're going to see. So last week I told you expect this to break upwards. Pretty much it did that, right? Except it didn't go where I expected to go. And that is I expected to come here and then probably down. Well, let's see if it goes this week. We'll still see, right? We're still all here. We'll see what happens there. So that is the last of the trades that I have on. Let's go with the full webinar now. Dollar index broke the top. It's pulling back from there. Now you can just watch for two things. Dollar index has a similar structure to what the euro has. And every time you see something like this, there is a very, very high probability, especially when it's followed by divergence like this. There's a very high probability you could either do this or you're going to do something like this and then go up. There's always a high probability for that, a deeper correction in the market, because what they're showing you is that there's no momentum to go. If I don't think I can find any in the dollar index here, but if I could find any, I'll probably show you. A very smaller version of that might be showing you this piece. That'd be a very small version of it, like this piece start going like that and then take off. Right? That's a very small one. This is going to be the opposite. So let's wait and see. For the 4-hour, wait for it. There's a good chance if they want to make a more complex pattern, come here and then go back up. That's one option. The second option is if they make a correction like this, well, then you can look for upside. If it's going to fall, wait for this, wait for the flag, and then sell. Right? Do you think that just following the risk management and following only 1 to 3 risk to reward ratio without focus much on any strategy will the Forex trader succeed? It's not only about the strategy, the risk management and the strategy and all of that. If you wait, let me finish the webinar. Keep that question. It's a very good question. It's going to help you out. As soon as I finish the webinar, that's the first question I'll take. So I'll explain it more details. What are the things you need to look for beside that, right? So we did euro already. Let's go look at pound. I'll go through pretty fast because there isn't much change from last week. Pound is at the bottom again, and I'm not very inclined to sell things at the bottom. There is a short-term sell setup here if you want. Let's go to the 4 hours. So on the 4 hours, it looks like a sell coming down, but when you look at it in the 1 hour, this is what you'd see. So on the 1 hour, you're going to see a move down. You're going to see a 1, 2, 3 up. That could possibly be a contracting flat. One drop here. If you get a flag here, you can sell. That's a short-term trade because remember the low is right here. So any sell here will be short-term. You can take the trades as short-term. Nothing is wrong with that. You get a 1 hour flag here. You can go for a short-term sell. Right? So this could be a contracting flat. If this goes up like that, wait until they break out of this structure or anywhere here that you get a flag before you buy. The most likely one is a short flag here and then downside. Not very far. They just have about this distance to go. And then you hit the bottom. Bigger structure is upside. Aussie upside, I don't think you want to sell. There's a short-term sell here in Aussie. Very short-term if you go. As you can see, all these sells you get drop a little, they come right back up. They go right. This probably drop a little here, come right back up. This flag, see what happened? That was a good sell, drop right back up. So if you take those sells, you have to get out immediately. So you take the Aussie sell. Once it comes and break this low, you have to start moving or stop to get out. Because it's not about this impulse, it's about the bigger one, the bigger picture, which is this bigger up move and big sideways move. So you can take the sell, it's a nice short-term sell, but you have to get out very fast, which means you take profit and you go. New Zealand. New Zealand, I don't think you have any sell setup. We have a move going up really strong. At some point, this move will have to make correction for upside or drop again. That's not a sell setup. If it drops again, not a sell setup. Don't if they come this strong and just drop, you don't have a strategy to sell that. There's no sell there. But the buys, you can wait for a buy setup if you want. CAD, like I said last week, you probably want to stay out of it. We showed in our trading room, you had this short trade here. Actually, we had it from the top here to this level, and my traders put some money, I think, on this one, under 1 hour. Sorry. We had it from this level here. I think we had a trade from somewhere here to this level for break even, put it to break even. Went a little more, you took some profit because it's coming up. So what is CAD doing in the bigger picture? It's just going sideways. We need to break this top before we come down. So I think if they go back up a little more, you could see one more downside. If they go down from here again, we probably will stay in the sideways move. Right? It's just you can stay out of that trade, because there's not much there. This definitely will give you a sharp move down. The question is it going to give you from here or is it going to go higher? See the sharp move here? They start to go back up like that. You'll be followed by one more before you go. So this is a trade you can focus on this week. Wait for a flag. Don't just jump in the trade, right? Remember, when I said focus and trade, I mean wait for your strategy to kick in, wait for your setups, and then go for the trade. That is a trade I would look for. Yen. Yen looks a little upside, but I'll be careful with it because if we look at that as an upside, this has to be a contracting flat. If you look at this as a possible running flat, they will have to come a little more down here, go back up. You can look for a buy setup here. Probably go break even very fast. Yen could go up and CAD could stay sideways and Swiss could go down. That is very possible. Silver, I told you what to do already. What I'll be doing, I'll be waiting for an up move and then a down move and buy some more here. If it keeps going up as a running flat, that's okay. I'll just put a stop on it, right? So gold has a very nice structure for upside. I think this is very clear. We've seen the gold structures, how they behave. You can see these, they drop like this, drop, go back up after you've completed that. We did 1, 2, 3. I think this is going to drop like this, up there. So you're looking for more upside in gold. And with gold possibly going up, so with silver, very likely. So what you're looking for is it ready for the upside on the 1 hour? We'll come to that just now. We're going to come to Aussie New Zealand. Right now, this is still going down. It might go a little more, but then you're looking for the upside. Gold, definitely, that's an upside structure for now. Aussie New Zealand, the long term. Okay, good. Long term is upside. The big structure is upside. We told you about this one here. I think when I came back, I told you want to look for this trade here. It's coming. They will likely break the top. I don't think they're going to go down from here. They'll likely break the top. Or if they make a correction in here, you go for this trade. Right? If you get a correction in here, there's a likelihood you wait for that correction and then you go for this trade. Don't just jump in. Way back to the top there. We're in this move here. We're literally making something very similar to this piece here. See this piece? Very similar. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going up now. That is the fifth one. Now you're going to get corrections in here before you get there. And then I think they will retest the low before you go. I don't think this is the up move as yet. We'll probably be in this sideways move for a long time. So in the 1 hour and the 4 hour, probably wait for a correction before you go in the trade. I'll wait for a nice, they do have a running flat there. I can think you can see some running flat, or this is a small running flat, and then you get a sharp move here. If they go back up, put an entry out of there. If you get a deeper correction, longer term, that is a better trade for you. So any one of those could probably work. Swiss, I'm already in this one. I told you that's a very long-term trade. Aussie CAD, you can look for this trade. It didn't break the low and it's kind of making consolidations here, right? So I wouldn't take it anywhere in here, but I'd wait for the breakout. Once they break out of this, there's a very, very big trade to the upside. And you notice all of them have Aussie inside. There's an Aussie big move coming because I think this one could come all the way to the top here. We know Aussie New Zealand has a move to the upside. We know the Aussie dollar has a move to the upside. So, you can focus on this trade here, but I will allow it to break out of the consolidation first. So confirm that it actually is ready to go, because if you're stuck in here, you'll be here stuck for a while. And most of you don't have the ability to stay with trades. Let's be honest, right? Most retail traders cannot stay with trade without losing sleep in the night, right? This is the next one you can watch. It's an Aussie Yen. You've got to move up. You're starting to make consolidations here. Wait for all of this to totally break out, and that would be your trade. So that is what I would be looking for. Euro Oz, the opposite. Actually, Euro Oz sells. Some of my traders are in it. I was in it, but I closed it before there was a news event, and I closed it for positive before the news event, and I was supposed to put my entry order, which I didn't. My fault. I supposed to immediately, I think I told all my traders put the entry orders. Some of them kept it. Some of them put the entry orders, and they're in profit. So we're looking for this trade here, right? Basically, this could go a lot more down. If this was all the correction, if that was all the correction, then this thing would go down quite a lot. So let's look at it in the 4 hours, see where it can go. Maybe the daily would give you a better perspective. And again, here's what I want to show you. This is another very good example of something you will probably totally miss. Remember when they made that top, I said, guys, be careful, because this is a top here. We could likely go down. And some of us got that trade. They started to do this, and we were waiting for the correction to sell it. And I think some of us started selling that and got break even, because they make a new high. Again, we will sell here again and see, right? Because one of this is going to break through to the bottom here. One of that is going to break through. So if it is not this one and you get in the seller, you're already in this. Oh, sorry. If it is not this one and you get in the seller, you're already in the sell, or wait for another, wait for another flag to sell. It could stop here and make a new high. You repeat the process. You get this, it stopped there, make a high. Why you're not, people say, why aren't you buying? It's going up. No, this is a top. That's a weekly top. You buy there and you get a big surprise. If you focus on the buy, you lose the big side of the trade. You lose the trade that is supposed to make you money. So you take break even on this trade. If it goes and you get break even, take break even. Right? Just move your stop and take break even. Euro New Zealand has very similar structure. You're at the top. Look for sell setups. Right? Look for sell setups. You're already getting a sell setup here, right? It depends on what strategy you use. Look for a sell setup here and take the trade down. If they stop here and go back up, you get break even. Take it. If it drops to that level, don't sell it until you get a flag. Same with the Euro Yen. Euro Yen and the other ones is at the low, right? It's pretty much at the low. We broke this low. Now it can go a little more lower. So you would watch to see whether you have sell setups. No, you don't. There's no sell setup here. Actually, if it comes up anywhere here and make a flag, buy, because you might break out of this structure. Look for the buy setup. If they continue to go sideways here, well, then you will get a sell setup. So that will take you about 6-7 hours. Euro New Zealand long-term downside. Let me just show you that. Long-term, this is the trade you're looking at. Actually, this one is much better than the Euro Oz. is because you've got an impulse here and you've got everything here as a correction. You're not breaking that up. So it's actually correcting within here. So, you know, if they fall, they can fall like this. This would be a good trade for you. Focus on that trade. Euro Yen, Euro CAD. Let's go to Euro CAD. Euro CAD is probably upside, I think, from this point. If they break the low, we'll take a look and see. But it's pretty much set for an up move, at least back to this top for a flat, like 1, 2, 3, or maybe much higher. If you get a sell set up here, like, can this fall? Yes. Would I sell it? No. Would you sell it? Maybe. And then you get lucky and then you go, you know, make a lot of nice how lucky you are. You sell it there. Well, then you lose your account after that. I've seen that many times, right? Because look at the bigger picture where we are. Where are we in the bigger picture? In the bigger picture, you've made a move down. You've made a big correction. You're making a move down and you have divergence. This move is coming down and you're getting big divergence. So I'll rather it come back here and then fall. That is a sellout take because I see a complete pattern here. Taking the sell at the bottom here, well, let it go without me. I'm willing to let it go without me. Those are not trades that are high probability trades. Those are trades you get lucky. I'm not in the business for luck. I don't trade Forex with luck. I'm not the luckiest person in here. Right? So you have to have defined strategies. You have to be good at analysis before you do this. So let's go. Euro Swiss. Euro Swiss looks a little downside right now. I think this one is much easier. You trade it back to this level. And once they break out of all of these lows, you're going to be careful because as you can see, every time they come to the low, this one needs to go up a little more. Every time they come and break these low, they tend to, you know, make a new move up. Correct. They make a low, they correct. They make a low, they correct. They make a low, they correct. If they make a low here, they'll correct. Even if it's continuing to go down, you're correct. But there is a sell setup here. There's a sell setup you can look for right now. Right? Go on the 1 hour, wait for a flag, and then sell it. Europang. This is just going sideways for now. You have to stay out of it until they finish the sideways move, and then we'll decide where they're going. Which side you're going to break first to change direction, the up, the top, or the bottom. So you have to wait for that. Pangos, I think we were expecting this to come down pretty sharp down to this level and then go back up. And it's not, it's just going sideways. So we'll just wait for it to go sideways, come here, and then we'd expect one more up. Right? It goes sideways like that, you're expecting one more up. At some point, it's going to make a sharp move down. You'll probably get this, and then you'll get a sharp move down, and then you might get continuation, something like that. We've seen that pattern too. Look for the buy setup. Do you have a short-term sell setup coming? No, I don't see it. There might be a short-term sell because I expect it to come down. That is if I get a flag, then I'll go for it. If there's no flag, I'll just ignore it. Pound New Zealand, it's also going up. This is a correction to the upside. No questions about what is this thing. It's correcting to the upside. So you're going to expect this to move like this and probably one more up. If you drop through the bottom here, like they drop really sharp, wait for a flag and then sell. If this is all the correction, we can go down. I don't think that's all the correction. Structurally, I don't think that's all the correction. Right? I think there's going to, there's more correction up before you come down, but you can keep an eye on it and see which way it gives you. Right now, it's a buy setup. You can look to buy above that low. That's a buy setup right now. Pankad, buy setup. See? I'm expecting this to probably do something like this and then go. So in the 1 hour, you could get short-term sells, but the bigger trade is to the upside. I don't even think you want the short-term sells. And I expect this to go back here, maybe come back here and then go. More of a complex pattern like that. You can buy the upside, you can sell the downside. If you see flags, if you get 60 minutes flags, then you have to know where to get out and then wait for the opposite direction. Hong Yen, sideways, upside. It's going to come down some more. I think this one is going to come down a little here. And then the upside. We don't have a sell setup. Even if it is going to go down big time, you have to wait for that setup. You don't have a setup that says sell it right now. It's going correcting upwards, so we make an assumption that they're going to continue. This is a bigger B wave structure to upside. Pound Swiss, it's already going up, right? You already made this move. You made a flat here, and you're already going up. So wait for some correction. Wait for the uptrend. I would not try to sell it until they break out of the B wave. Like if this is a contracting flat, which I don't think it is, I'll be careful with any sell setups here. Not swordy. I want a sharp impulse down, pull back, and then I look for sell. Canadian, stay out of it. Swiss yen, stay out of it. Right, stay out of it for now until it starts to go back up. If you want to sell it for short term, like I said, if you want to sell it, wait for it to make corrections and then go for the short term trade. It's a short term trade because this is an extreme low position. Right, it's at a low. On the big picture, see, it's very low. We broke this low. We're in this pattern here. We've made a sharp move up here. Well, not so sharp move, but three wave. We've made a move down, made a move up, made a move down. We have divergence all the way there, and there's a likely chance we're expecting this to come back here, even if we're going to go down or continue up. I'm most likely looking for upside. So when you're at a low like that, if you're going to sell, you have to make sure you get a good correction and take it as a short-term trade. Right? Let's go. New Zealand yen. Upside. You can see that that's possible. It's going to give you a trade very soon. New Zealand CAD. It's starting to move to the upside, but you don't have a setup for a bias yet. But it's starting to go up. New Zealand Swiss. This is going up, but really slow. So I'll be very careful with it, right? When they go up so slow, they tend to consolidate more before they go. At Swiss, it's going up, but not the best buy setup. This piece is definitely looking like a big correction for one more down. See this whole piece here. So if you're going to get the buy setup, wait for a flag, take the trade. Let's see if we have 1 hour flags. You had one here, but you don't have any here. So you have to wait for them to give you a 1 hour flag, make a 1 hour flag here, and then you can go for the trade. Wait for some kind of a correction there. Upper, stay out of it. Natural gas, I'm trying to take those trades that will take longer to give you the correction before you go with them. Natural gas went very slow and it's going up really slow. So at this point, if they start to break out, you want to buy because this pattern definitely will break out. We spoke about this already. And if you look at the daily, this is the structure you're looking at. Right. This one kind of come down really sharp. So you're expecting some kind of a move back up here, either as a correction for more downside or as a move to the upside. You can always look back at this and see whether this was some kind of a bigger correction in it. I think this was a big correction. So you get like a 1, 2, 3. We didn't break the low. That's the only thing I'm worried about. So there might be a correction here and then a drop. You probably get a move to the upside. Internally in this one, when they make the pattern so corrective, there's a high probability for a drop back to the low and then a fast reversal. So what you would do is if it starts to come down and make a flag here, you can go for the sell, take profit once you break the low. If they consolidate right at the top there, you can look for a buy. If they break out of this structure, it's a really big move to the upside. US oil, I think we're looking for the upside. I expect this to come down some more, maybe this level, and then we'll be looking for that trade up. I don't think it's a contracting flat. There are variations of contracting flat that looks like this. 1, 2, 3, and this comes down here. Right? There are variations of contracting flat like that, but I don't take those variations and I don't like to trade them because it's difficult. If you get a flag here and you want to go for a short trade, you can give it a try if you want. Depends on your skill level and whether you like to trade that. Right? UK oil, upside too. Right? We saw this pattern also. It's possible upside. S&P 500. S&P 500 is very interesting now. It's at a very, very interesting moment. So we've got to move up. We've got a nice flat. We identify that. We bought here. You can put that to positive and keep it, or you can take the profit. There's a good chance you're going to do this if this is a complete flat here now, and it could be a complete flat. It broke the top, so that was enough to make a complete flat. So if this is going to fall, this could be a very huge move down. So here's what you're going to do. If I were you, this is what I would do. I would wait for a consolidation here and then put an entry order below it. That is if I were you and I was trading for that to the downside. I don't know what you would do, right? You have a choice. If instead of coming down or consolidating here, they go back up and then come back, well, then I'm looking for the buy. So can they go back test the top? Of course. They can retest the top. right? They can retest the top if they come here. But if they go, if they come down here, then we'll see. Let's see what happens. This might be a good sell if they go, right? The sell is interesting. DAX also look more upside. We bought DAX. If you're buying DAX and an entry order there, you're in the trade, going very well. The entry order, we went down lower once we saw that correction. So that was the trade. I think on the weekly outlook, it was here, and afterwards it was lower. DAX could go back and retest this top, so I'll be careful of the sells in DAX. There might be possible sell if they start to break that structure, but I could see this taking off. So keep your eyes on it. Let's see, Nifty. You might start to look for buy setups. I think we did this already. We did this already, so you might start to look for the buy setups now. And it could retest the top because we might look at this as a complete pattern. We might look at this piece here as complete. 1, 2, 3. This could be a complete pattern, and this one could go back, make a new high. So if you're going to take trades, just be very careful. Make sure you have a strategy that you know how to trade and you know how to manage it. Bitcoin, the one everyone is waiting for. Bitcoin, it's at the low. You can go a little more low. I think you can go a little more low. You see that there's possibility for more low if they break out of this. But it's not a long-term downside. It's in a correction. It's making a very big correction here. So this drop might just be like one more drop before it starts to go back up. The correction is this whole piece here, this entire piece, right? So you have to look at each pieces in it. I can see this dropping here. I can see them probably going back up. I can see them coming back here, going back up. And this might be the go, right? So we need 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we got that. We need this. We need 1, 2, and then up. Yeah. That's a possibility, right? Of how it can go. So the sell is short term, but once it make a low and it starts to go back up, that's a trade you could take. Ethereum, same thing, downside. They're all correcting downwards. You can go for a sell here if you want. That's short-term sell. All of them are short-term sell. XRP downside, but I would not sell here. I'll wait for it to drop lower and then buy. So if you took the trade here, my traders took some trade here. If you keep it at break even, no big deal. But if you don't keep it and you took it off, well, then you can expect this to go a little more. But then once it breaks that low, it's all upside. This is not going to fall very much to the downside. A correction to the upside is coming. A big correction to the upside is coming. It's still in a big corrective structure. This whole thing is in a big corrective structure. So this move here, if you're looking at this as a 1, 2, 3, this move here is coming. 1, 2, 3, and then probably more down. The more down will probably be like this. So this trade here is the one you're focused on. That's the trade you want. Let me just take off everything and show you again. Rather than look for sells here, look for this trade up. That's the trade you want, right? To this level. That's a trade you're looking for. Selling here would not make you a lot of money. You'll probably get a nice trade and feel, you get a small trade and feel pretty happy about yourself. But honestly, not what you should be doing if you want to be a serious Forex trader. So here you're looking for some more downside too. This could actually retest the low because it's coming really fast. But once they retest that low, buys come in. Buy could come in anywhere in here to the upside. You want to sell it? That's okay. This one is a sellable one. I think it can drop, well, everything else might drop a little. This could drop a lot, but don't lose sight of the buy. Because the bigger move will be to the upside. So don't lose sight of it. I think that's about it. I managed to finish all of that pretty fast because I was going really fast because I want to actually answer that question because that's a very, very good question. For any other charts, we can look at it after I finish the question. So let's go. There was a question somebody asked. What was it? Can you retype the question? Oh, I can see it. Oh, yes. Yeah. Do you think following the risk management and following 1 to 3 risk to reduction without focusing much on any strategy with the Forex, will the Forex trader succeed? So the question is a little conflicting because one, when you said I will put the good risk management, but I wouldn't follow a strategy, I'm like, okay, where are you putting the risk management? On what? Right? Forex trading, like anything else in life, probably has stages of what you have to do. The first thing you have to learn to become a Forex trader is to learn to analyze the chart. That's the number one thing you need to know. You just must be able to analyze the chart before you take a trade. You have to master this. If you master this, you become a very good trader. You become a very good analyst. And then number two, based on the analysis you're doing, you create a strategy. What is a strategy? A strategy is how you're going to enter, how you're going to manage it, and how you're going to exit. That's all. So your strategy is like when you're going to war, like when you're doing anything, like when you're going to work, you have a strategy. You may not know it or you may not think of it, but you have a strategy, right? What time you wake up, what transportation you use to get to work, and how do you get back home, right? That's kind of a strategy, right? That's basically what you do on a daily basis. You have to plan it somehow, right? So you have to have a strategy. You can't say, I don't have a strategy. If you don't have a strategy, and I'm saying, well, how do you enter? How do you know you should buy now if you don't have a strategy? Forget about your risk management. How the hell do you know you should buy now in the first place? Or you should sell now? You just can't buy and sell anywhere. You have to be basing that on something. It's based on the analysis. So when you have the analysis and you think it's going up, then you have to have a strategy as to how, where, and when you're going to get in. That's the strategy. I will wait for X, Y, Z, and then I will take the trade. Or I'll just click the damn trade. That could be a strategy. I'll just click the damn trade and wait to see if it's going to go up. And if it doesn't go up, where do I exit? That's part of the strategy. Where do you exit? If it doesn't go your way, where do you exit? And if it goes your way, where do you exit? You still have to exit it at some point. So your strategy is that you can't trade without a strategy. And the strategy cannot be created if you don't have good analysis, because the way to create your strategy is by analyzing the chart, understanding what it's going to do, and then said, if it is going to do this, then I will do this. If this, then I will do that. That's your strategy. And now when you have your strategy, it comes to money management. Now that you know where you're going to enter, money management and risk management, I'll put, those are two different things. Risk management is your risk to reward. Money management is how much you're going to put in the trade. You may have a 3-to-1 risk to reward. How much money you're going to put in the trade? Your whole account, 50% of your account, 1% of your account, 0.5% of your account, that's money management. So then you have to go and do money management. How much can you afford to risk in that trade? And don't panic, sleep well at night. Whether you win or lose that trade, it should not have an emotional effect on you. If whenever you put a trade on, you're in very serious emotional roller coaster, I don't care whether it's going your way or it's going against you, but you're in a roller coaster, you need to take off the trade. Because what you did is you probably over risk in the money side. Your money management is poor. That all has to do with money management. Or your analysis is no good. You don't have confidence in your analysis. Either of those two, if you're not good at the analysis or you're not good at money management, either of those two will create very serious emotional roller coaster in you. Whether you're winning or losing, it doesn't matter, because you're winning, but you don't know what the hell to do with the trade. You don't know where your target is. Your analysis, you didn't do any analysis. You're not sure. You just click the trade and lucky guy, it goes your way. Now what do you do? And that's where you start getting very emotional, because you don't know what to do. You didn't have a plan. If you have a plan, you have a strategy, and the strategy will say, once it meets this level, I move to break even. Once it meets this level, I take profit. Or if it doesn't go my way and it comes to this level, I exit the trade. Or I wait for X, Y, Z and I exit the trade. Click and pray. That's also a strategy. I like Daniel's strategy. Click and start praying. Hope it goes your way, and then you hope that you get a voice from up there telling you what to do next. The sad part about that strategy is while you buy and pray, there's somebody selling and praying. So it all based on your access to God. Whose phone is who has a better connection and who is closer in terms, whose provider has better connection and faster connection. I can promise you your provider is the worst, because you're going to lose that trade. You don't have a good enough provider to click and pray. Click and pray is not the best strategy, right? Because your provider may fail you, basically, right? So these are the steps you have to go through. And I keep saying it's easy when you know it. Trading is very easy when you know it. You don't panic, and even when you take losses, you can make it back. You can come back if you have good strategy and good analysis. I've shown you that already. And I've shown you that you can take accounts and double them. And I'll show you that on a small account, that even a small account, you can trade 1 or 2 instruments and double it. It's possible. Trading, you can make money. I have my traders. The last poll we did, I think we had about 65% or so. We did a poll which is running in my thing, and it's the same thing, around 60-something, 70% we are there. Now, that is not good for me. I want to have a 100% success rate, which means I want all my traders to be successful. And we're working very hard on getting all of them successful. So trading, I think, it's complex in its formality. You just can't learn to trade by buying signals or watching some videos or all of that, or even watching my webinars. You can't learn to trade like that, right? Let me leave you with the last analogy that might help all of you understand what trading is. Let's assume you want to be a footballer. Let's say you're the most talented footballer around. You're quick at everything. So you want to be a pro. So you write and you say, hey, I would like to be a pro footballer. And somebody sent you 10 videos and said, hey, look at these videos and you're welcome. You can join the national team. How many of you think that is possible? You just watch a series of video, no training, nothing, nobody helping you, no team. You don't have a team, you're alone. You just watch the videos and bingo, you're in the national team playing football. Miracle, right? Yes, that would be a miracle. So why the hell you think you can watch a series of video and become a pro Forex trader? Bang, you hit the national team trading Forex. Why people think it's possible to do it that way? No team, no guidance, nothing. Well, congratulations, you might make it. You might eventually make it. I'm not saying it's impossible, because if you play home and you play around your house and you play with your local team, eventually somebody spot that you have the talent and they might help you. But they will still train you. They will still take you, put you into a team and train you. That's one of the amazing things of what we do. We have a team. We have a team of senior traders. We have a team of successful traders. We have a team of trainers. We have a team for everything. We have a huge successful group, and it's one of the most amazing places to be. And then we have continuous guidance. I do a Q&A every single day for the last 2 weeks. Not that it's going to happen like that every day, but I will do them at least 2 or 3 a week, which means my traders will have questions. And then they come to me and I answer it. You need continuous guidance in this. Traders are, very successful traders. We have had a trader who doubled his account. Bingo, he took some trades and, they hit it the wrong way and he starts to get nervous. What should I do? Came to me, we look at them. I said, okay, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to manage our way out of these trades. Got his way out and made profit. And he was a good trader. He was successful. He's already doubled his account. So it's not like you're not good at trading. So if you're alone and you're new and you think that, oh, I could just do this and, or I'll just go buy some signals and that will do, it's not going to work. I've never met someone who says, hey, I bought signal and I'm a successful trader. Have you? Any one of you met someone who said, hey, I'm great, I'm really successful, I'm buying signals? Anybody? Let's be honest. It's not out there. No one does. Go to Facebook and you will see how many people posting all kinds of crap, and they're posting like 6 small trades on a $1,000 account. Join me. I think the best thing I've seen on Facebook lately is free signals. Just give me your email. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, what is that? You're giving free signals, but you want their email. Why don't you just post the free signals out? You're already on Facebook, right? Just post it. Why do you want everybody to give you their email to get the free signals if it's free? And that's the catch. You're selling them your email. That's what they will sell. They will take your email, give you nothing, and sell the email, because I have been offered that. I got like about 6 offers for the last year where people are saying, hey, you want leads? I said, what the hell is leads? We can give you emails of people who are Forex traders. I'm like, why would I need that? Well, then you can send them a message and sell them your course. I was like, no, thank you. I've never sent an email to anyone selling my course, and I would not do that. None of you here can say you've received an email from me saying, hey, you want to buy my course? It's amazing. I have 50% discount. Not going to happen. Never happened, and it's not going to happen. If you're waiting to get an email from me with a promotion or for some crap, it's not going to happen. I'm not in that business. I don't do that stuff. You don't even get a message from me unless you send me a message. Anyone who does that is trying to scam you. That's the whole point. If you don't get it until now, well, then sorry for you. That's just sorry for you if you don't get that until now. So you can watch my work. If you want to do what I do, if you like to join our group, watch my work, make your decision on your own, and then come. We will, we're not going to make a lot of coming to you. You make that decision. You come to us if you want to learn. I'm not chasing anyone. So for those traders who have been writing me again for the last 2 weeks about this announcement I made about the subscription, you will have to give me some time because I have to set up a new bank account for that. And trust me, setting up a bank account in anywhere in the world now is not easy. I wanted to bank and they were like, we'll consider it. It's not easy, especially, and when your sphere of work is actually Forex, when they hear that, they're like, okay, we'll consider it, right? It's not easy to get a bank account open, and it's not easy to open a bank account when you're doing online business, unless you're a really big company, right? When you're doing, so, banks, I've gone to the banks and they're considering it. They haven't got back to me. We will let you know. Besides that, I also have to set up structures to how to monitor the payments. I don't want, for me, that is a headache. I'll be honest with you. For me, those things are a headache. I'll rather go trade. Find one more trader with $1 million, and I'll be pretty much better than, looking for all of you guys to go. But if that is what is going to save you from a scammer, then okay, I'll give it a try. I'll give it a try, see how it goes. And if I think it's too much headache, I'll just wait for those people who pay to finish off, and then I'll just close it, right? Because I'm not sure that would be so easy as this is. I think that is going to be a big headache. I'm just thinking, but I'm willing to give it a try for you guys, because when I saw the one guy lost his $1,000 that he worked for a whole year, and the guy's not even contacting him to say, hey, well, here's an update. Let me answer some of your questions. No, nothing. Blank. Just took him off. No questions answered, nothing, and he's left stranded. Don't know what to do. So if you guys are still chasing those things, and then I mean, most of you have seen my videos at least once, and you must have heard me say it. But if you're still chasing that dream out there on Facebook or anywhere else, join my. One person said, "Why don't you create an Instagram and this and Telegram and all kinds of different grams?" You don't become successful in those things, guys. Don't follow those signals and don't follow all that crazy stuff. Use your brain. Forex is complex, but it's doable. You can become successful. We have a lot of successful traders. That's how I know. I do poll. I poll them every week, every 2 weeks. I do a poll to know how they did for the year, how they did for the month, sometimes how they did for the week. Right? Then we get that poll, and I've been publishing 1 or 2 of those polls for you guys, so you can see it. These are open stuff. I say them here because I know some of my traders are here. They know what I'm saying is true because they're here, right? I'm not in any other business of coming and getting you. So make your decisions. And I would like you to share these videos, if just for the reason that somebody who listened to this video to the end will probably not be scammed so easily. That's all. That's the only purpose. He doesn't have to come and join us. He doesn't have to come and buy my course. I don't care. But at least he would be more cautious and not be scammed so easily. You can save a soul. By sharing this video, you might save somebody. There are people who have been saved by looking at my videos, who were like, thank God I was searching the internet and I found you and I didn't get to buy. I was going to buy a course, I didn't buy it. Thank God. And he was like, he doesn't have the money for my course. I was like, it's okay. You don't have to buy mine either. Just keep learning. And when you think you're confident or you're ready or Forex is your thing, then we'll talk. You don't necessarily have to buy mine if you don't have the money. So now I'll put that subscription thing out. Give me about 2 weeks more and I'll get it set up and I'll get you guys in. I just don't want you to go throw your money away for no reason. We'll figure out a good way to give you daily analysis and to maybe once a week, twice a week, help you out or something. It's going to work something out for you. So I want to thank all of you for coming here on a Sunday. I know I'm taking up your time on a Sunday, which probably you want to enjoy with your family. So thanks for coming. Help spread the good news and help spread the videos. Save somebody. Share it to a friend who's never seen it. Ask him to share it to somebody who's never seen it. Let them watch it for once. AU 200. Let's see. I think it's AUS 200. AUS 200. I think, right? Okay, didn't get it. AU 200. Okay, let's go. Yep. Thank you. Got it. Let's see. Oh, I think my traders were looking at this too. Yeah. Pretty much it's a nice one. Just wait. It is there. We're waiting for it to tag the top, which it tagged. You're looking for a running flat. You're making a correction here, actually. Let's go in the daily. Let's go in the 4 hour. So you're making a 4 hour correction here. It's incomplete. You're probably going to have more corrections here. I think you're going to see this come back here. Probably going to see it go back there, and then you can look for the downside. I'm looking for a more complete pattern in there. But, you know, once they start, anywhere you find a flag at the top there, sell and put the break even. That should help. Monthly is downside. Monthly, the big picture is downside. I think you can see that, right? There's a big move to the downside on the weekly and the monthly. That's the big move we're looking for. This here, this big move. You're looking for something similar to this to the downside. You just want to catch it pretty early there, right? That's the whole point. If you get in pretty early and you manage it properly and you get good money management and good risk, you know, the risk to reward is amazing. So everybody, have a good weekend. Continue your time, and thank you for being here. Help share the video. I'll see all of you later. Take care. Bye-bye. Make sure you get the people who don't know I'm back to come back. They still don't know I'm back. A lot of people don't know. Take care. Bye-bye.